Hello, welcome back. I'm a bit tired, so if I'm not talkative, it's okay. But I'm planning on doing stuff like this, where it's like, I talk about something weekly I recently learned, or something that I found out. Something I did find out is I found a pretty fun deck I'm trying to, make good as a Kofu deck. And what I mean by Kofu is like Abominable from Stellar Crown, or like Fallujah from Stellar Crown. I was watering. But people who don't know, both Fallujah and Abominable have an ability called Food Prep, and it says attacks used by this Pokemon cost one basic less, one colorless energy less for each Kofu card in your discard pile. Fallujah does one. So, for people who are familiar and with Lost Box, Fallujah is kind of like Cramorant, but instead of like having 4 or more cards in your Lost Zone, with Fallujah you have to have 4 Kofu in your discard to attack for free, because Sonic Edge takes 4 colorless to do 110. And this attack's damage is affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, so it goes through Ogerpon. It goes through cards like that have agility, and then Abominable. Fallujah has 130 HP. It's 2 retreat and it's weak to electric. And Abominable, the stage 1 crab, is weak to steel, so it's ice type in this case. It does 160, and Haymaker for 1 colorless and for 1 water and 4 colorless does 250, and says once during your turn this Pokemon can't use Haymaker. So that's very good if you actually have all 4 Kofus. I do play 4 Kofus. I say this because was it 5 energy to do 250 is definitely not good. But if you're able to do 250 for 1 water, then that is fantastic. Like, that is just able to do anything. Considering it's a stage 1, so if you go first, then like your opponent makes you go first, you set up your board with a couple Crabrawlers, or like some card in the active, like a Crabrawler and a Fallujah or something, and then your opponent goes to a second turn, and they just do whatever they do, and you have a Crabrawler in hand. Let's say you have like a Crabrawler on the bench, and you go first. You play Crabrawler. It goes to your next turn, and you get a Brilliant Blender. What you could do is you could evolve Abominable or the Crabrawler into Abominable. I'm just gonna call it Crab Cakes. And then you use Brilliant Blender to get rid of all 4 Kofus, so now you can attack for 1 water. And if you have a Night Stretcher in hand, if you have like a Night Stretcher in hand, you can get rid of 1 water, so that if you're able to retreat into the Abominable, you can Night Stretcher back a water, attach the Abominable, retreat into him, and attack for 250 on your second turn. Like turn 2. Like turn 3. Like, dude, it's crazy. But there are side effects, because he is 160, and during the next turn he can't use Haymaker. But for people who don't know, when a card like that has an effect like that, when they go to the bench and they go back to the front, the effect wears off. So we are using for our switch cards, we do use, let's see, a switch, another switch. We use a Kieran. It's really all switches. We use 2 switches and a Kieran. where we can either swap out, we could retreat either Crabominable into something, or if we want to, we can use a switch. If we don't have another one, we can use Kieran. Or if we have all three of these, swap Crabominable back in, swap to the bench. We use another switch to swap Crab Cakes up front, and then we use Kieran to do 30 more damage to active Pokemon EXs. So now instead of doing 250, he does 280. And because I want this deck to be very aggressive, I do play Team Rocket's Watchtower to shut off Noctowls against Raging Bolt, or even just it's a boost evolution. Play Calamitous Snowy Mountain in case we go against a deck that attaches from the hand. We also play a Jamming Tower to shut off all their cards, and then we also play an Artisan to get our other cards. And so Veluza does have a 130 HP for basics, so that's not bad. But I do have 2 copies of Bravery Charm, because I use 4 Veluzas, 4 Crabrawlers, 4 Crab Cakes, 4 Kofus, and yeah, that's all the Kofu cards I have. But I do play 2 Bravery Charms in case I want to put those 2 on the Veluzas, or if I want to, because I do play Monkey Dories in here, because I found out if Crab Cakes has damage on him, and I have Calamitous Mountain in play, then I can move. So like maximum damage I think I'm able to do is I think Kieran's back there. No, he's not. Kieran's right here. I think that's, yeah, so I use, yeah, I lost him. Okay, use Crab Cakes in the active, right? He's in the active. I have a Monkey Dory built up. I have a Kieran in hand. If let's say they have a basic and they attach for turn from their hand to their bench or to the active, because Calamitous Snowy Mountain doesn't just work on the active. It works on any Pokemon, on other Pokemon, to all Pokemon. So it's really pretty good for Monkey Dory because it's a good engine. But if I'm able to use Kieran, which adds 30 to the Haymaker, so it does 250. I play Calamitous Snowy Mountain, that does 20 to them. And if I attach a Dark Energy Monkey Dory, I can move 20 from hit them, so it's 40. So if I do 280 plus 40, that's 320. Which knocks out a lot of cards. It knocks out Dragapult. It doesn't knock out Charizard, but it just barely does. And like, you're easily able to get all this out. And I do think that Secret Box could work in this deck because it also discards cards. But one thing you could get is, like, if you're able to get all 4 Kofus in the discard, you could get the the Kieran. Like, if you didn't play for 4 turn, you could get the Calamitous Snowy Mountain, the Kieran, the Nest Ball for the Monkey Dory, and then you could probably get Team Evolution. So, like, you can set up during your first turn. But I do play Brilliant Blunder because it's more reliable for the Kofus. But if you do play a Crab Cake deck that uses Pokegears, then you can definitely use Secret Box. Or, like, I could probably make it to where I can use Pokegears and Tatsugears in this deck. But I'm going for a really aggressive deck right here. And I used it. I built it today, and I went to like kind of just like a meet and greet kind of thing with Pokemon. Where it wasn't like a league battle challenge, but like, it was something, and it was actually pretty fun. Went on from 12 to 6, and I built Kofu by 2, and I didn't win any matches, but I got really close. It's kind of like Grimmsnarl, where you can get set up very early, but it's not like, you know, good for like late game, because we got Veluza, which can take down like Monkey Dories, so I can shut off Dragapults. More like doing that. It can also shut off other like Grimmsnarls like Frostlass or Monkey Dory. And then if we're going against like a big deck like a Golden Go, we can use Crabominable, use Kieran, so we can easily knock it out, or Calamitous Snowy Mountain, because they don't have anything that, because they have to attach energy to Golden Go for it to attack. They don't have anything else unless they use Joltik Box or they use Crispin. That's not really, that is a popular deck, but not a lot of people use it. People just use Energy Surge Pro. So if they attach to the Golden Go, and if they don't have Monkey Dory, I can easily just hit them with Haymaker. Genesect dies. A lot of the basic EX Pokemon die. And if you're able to get set up, like this deck is very aggressive because it is more of damage output. They're like with these. This is a single price deck. I think the only two EXs I play is Pheasantipity and a Squawkabilly. And those are the only two EXs I play. I think I play either 15 or 16 Pokemon. I play Squawkabilly for that Squawk and Seize, but also it's also because I play 6 energies. 6 water energies in this deck. No, 5 water energies and 2 dark energies. So I can easily use Motivate to get those energies back on my bench Pokemon. But mainly for the Squawk and Seize during my first turn. If I get Kofus, I get lucky enough to get Kofus, I can easily put them in my discard. And then Pheasantipity just for the flip the script. I could easily put in Blood Moon, because since it's a very aggressive deck that doesn't really do good late game, I could definitely use Blood Moon. I just don't really have a lot of draw support aside from Kofu, and I do use Brilliant Blender. Like, I play 1 Judge. I play 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I play 1 Judge and 3 Ionos, and those are my only draw support. So I play Pheasantipity for the draw support, like just throughout the game, because it is a single prize deck, so they're getting knocked out pretty easily. So Flip the Script is definitely gonna be good. But I do think Bravery Charm can come in clutch with Pheasantipity, because it's more easy to tank hits. Because Dragapult just it's always like Dragapult easily KOs it like usual, where you just put the damage counters on the Pheasantipity, and you just win like that. But they are going to have to plan out more, because the what is it? The cards, but it gives Pheasantipity 260. So if they want to knock out Pheasantipity next turn, they have to somehow get at least 6 damage counters onto Pheasantipity, which shouldn't be that hard with Monkey Dory. But also, I said I have a way to get rid of Monkey Dories with Veluza, and I do play, I think 2 or 3, I think 2 Bossors and 2 counter catchers. So I'm easily able to, if they switch into like good, like a non-damaged Pokemon, I can easily get their damaged Pokemon back out. But I have not won with it yet, but I did go against a Joltik box, and I was doing pretty good, because I thought I put all 4 of my Kofus in my discard pile with Brilliant Blender, but then I remembered that Kofu was my hand at the end, because I top decked the Kofu. But it went against Joltik box, and Veluza was getting knocked out with Ampy very much. And so it was like a 2 and 2. I will say with this deck, it's not really like Grimmsnarl, where I can get like just choked up with it, where I have no way of drawing. There's definitely ways of getting around. Like Kofu can be very reliable. If you have no 2 cards, you can if you have no 2 cards that aren't relevant at the moment, you put them back in your deck, but it's only at the bottom, the 2 bottom. But I did think of putting Dusk Ball in there, so I can put down a Crabominable, draw 4 cards, and if I don't get a Crabominable, use Dust Noir or Dust Ball to get those cards back down. So that is one thing I've thought of you doing, but I don't know. Again, I think I might be doing these like, what is it? I might try and do some of these weekly. I think this is just gonna be a season where like I talk about something I found out or like something I really have been enjoying a lot. I will say I have been enjoying the Kofu deck. I just built it today, and I love how aggressive it is. I think that's the decks I like. I think I just really like aggressive decks, which is kind of why I don't like playing Steven's Metagross, because Steven's Metagross isn't aggressive. It's mainly slow and steady wins the race, while Grimmsnarl is just straight aggressive. You get rare candy, and you play Spike with Jim. Like, Metagross is mainly just set up to the point where he has where he basically has 500 health, but then Grimmsnarl is, you want to get all your Pokemon built up easily, and I think that's why everyone likes Grimmsnarl over Metagross, because he can get set up much more easier. But yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Nothing else new. I will be trying to work on the Kofu deck, but for now, I'm going to go fall asleep, and